What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So in this video, we're talking about some affordable Middle Eastern options that I feel are just like must try. You really should get these in your life if you're looking to get some great offerings that just smell incredible, perform great, don't cost a lot of money, familiar stuff with twist, maybe some individualistic, unique stuff. There's real variety here for all the seasons, all the different tastes. You're bound to find something that you're gonna like. So let's talk about these 10. Stay tuned. Starting with one for you vanilla lovers. This is one of my favorites from Lattafa. That's literally like top 3 from the brand for me. It's Bade'e's Honor and Glory. This is like pineapple upside down cakes, the way I've always looked at it. It's got this spiced wood smell to it, but still very much a pineapple vanilla fragrance at the same time. So you have, you know, the more oriental, woody, aromatic elements to it, but also the gourmand facet where it's very delicious and delectable. Great performance. This stuff smells really, really good. I gotta say, and look, I'm not typically the gourmand guy, and I wouldn't call this a full-on gourmand. Some would, I'm sure, because it is a lot of pineapple and vanilla. There's a little bit of turmeric in here as well. This is really good stuff. I gotta say, it's captivating every time I smell it. Performance is outrageous. I think it's perfectly unisex, but it does have a little bit of a masculine lean because of the spices and the wood dominance here, but juicy fruit pineapple, thick creamy vanilla without being super powdery. You can get this for around 30 bucks. It's pretty hard to beat. It's one of their best production offerings of all time, in my opinion. It's Bade'e's Honor and Glory. Next is for you fresh fragrance lovers. So do you like aquatics, sweet bubblegum, Invictus style stuff? A little bit of a twist, nice minty tone at the top. Rasasi Hawas Ice might be the one for you because this stuff performs really well and smells great. At first when I got it, I was like, I still kind of like the original a little more. Not as time has passed. I think this is the superior fragrance. It is good stuff. Very much in the realm of an Invictus Aqua. Lacks the spices of the original Hawas that had a lot of cinnamon and cardamom. It was like spicy Invictus in many ways, whereas this, more Invictus Aqua, but with mint. And it's a big enough difference to where yeah, it's redundant if you have a lot of fragrances that smell like that, but this performs really, really well. High compliment factor. It's not as scratchy, chemically synthetic as the original. I'm not saying it's some natural smelling fragrance because by no means is it, but for around $45, $50, this is pretty hard to beat. This is one of the better releases to come out last year. Definitely a big fan of this one, and you should check it out too. It's Hawas Ice. A new release for this year walks the path of woody spiced aromatic with fruits and citruses. Great presentation. Really good quality. Some of Armaf's best work. This is Club de Nuit Precious. I like to say Club de Nuit Precieux based on how it's spelled, but my understanding it's pronounced Precious. Number 1. So that tells me this is the start of a line that's going to be coming. Good stuff in the vein of a Creed Absolute Aventus without being exactly one-to-one. I think it has its twists while clearly walking that path. This one's a little bit more citric than it is fruity, I find. A little bit fresher. I get more spice out of this. In the woody nuance, I find to be a bit heavier on this versus being real sandalwood dominant. But like I said, maybe 80-85% walks the path. Great performance. This is a 55 ml. They're going for around 58 bucks, I believe, in the link below. Some of, like I said before, some of Armaf's best work. This is my second favorite fragrance from the brand, with my favorite being Club de Nuit Intense Man Limited Edition Parfum. That has not changed. This is such a great offering. This is one of my favorite affordable releases of the year. This is definitely one to get your nose on and experience. It's really good. Masculine, versatile. I think it works all year. It's Club de Nuit Precious. This is one from a brand you may not be super familiar with. It's from a brand called Granduer. You can get these really, really affordably from Fragrance Buy down in the link below. And this is kind of like Invictus Intense. Yes, not one you hear about often, but with a nice powdery nuance. It's called Pacific Woods. This is my favorite from the brand that I've ever tried. Interesting too. Recessed heavy-duty glass bottle, magnetic cap, and a phenomenal pressurized atomizer. For around 20 bucks. and it's got this sweet, slightly boozed bubblegum aquatic smell. Like I said, relates very much to Invictus Intense, but it's also quite powdery. So any of you powdery fragrance lovers, you get that sweet, youthful bubblegum aquatic smell with a nice powdery nuance that I don't find it's too sweet, but Invictus Intense has always been one of the sweeter ones of the line. So maybe not for everybody. I guess tread lightly unless you really like sweet and powdery, because if you like sweet and powdery, mix in aquatic and you get this, and it's actually really, really good. Definitely belongs in the Invictus family. This one surprised me the first time I smelled it. Still easily my favorite from the brand that I've experienced. And like I said before, really cheap. Performance is really good. Smells really good. And all those cool presentation things that I spoke of. Grandeur Elite Pacific Woods. One of the better no-name blue fragrances, I guess you could say, because it's not exactly like any one blue fragrance. It's kind of like a Franken fragrance, where it's going to remind you of the genre, because you get ginger spice, you get citruses, you get ambery, woody smells, a little bit of an oceanic feel. You get Afnan 9 a.m. Dive. This is still one of their best offerings. This is really good stuff. Really good stuff. Quality here is decent. It's not an overly synthetic blue, because Afnan does tend to use decent oils. There's stuff I'm not going to say is niche level, smooth, luxury fragrances. But for the price bracket in the $30 to $40 range, this is a freaking great fragrance. I got to say, this is definitely one to get your nose on. No, it smells nothing like 9 p.m. This is not that type of sweet fragrance. This is more of a, I don't want to say light blue, because it's not oceanic and breezy. It does have a little bit more density to it. There's a touch of sweetness. Like I said, there's some warm amber to it as well. You got a nice ginger note that's very present. You'll be reminded of fragrances like Bleu de Chanel, like YSLY, like Afternoon Swim, like Imagination, like all these blue genre type fragrances with above average performance. Not quite a beast, but this is some really good stuff. Definitely worth trying. It's 9 a.m. Dive from Afnan. Do you like coffee fragrances? This is one of the better ones to come out in a long time. Phenomenal performance. Sweet. It's a flanker to an absolute hype beast from Lattafa. This is Khamrah Qahwa. Now, not the ideal season. I haven't been reaching for it myself because it's summertime. Yes, I get it. I'm wearing a hoodie, but I wear a hoodie to the gym. After I record my content in the mornings and get everything edited, uploaded, I go to the gym. So that's why typically during the summer you see me in, lately anyways, you've been seeing me in these hoodies, even though we're talking summer fragrances. This is not a summer fragrance. The coffee is very dominant here. You still get that sweet, ambery, benzoin dominant type of fragrance DNA, nice cinnamon spice to it. Whew, loads of cinnamon. Oh man, I love a good cinnamon note in a fragrance. This is one of their best offerings. This is another like top 3 Lattafa fragrance in my opinion. Actually, my top 3 from Lattafa are in this video. We've covered 2 of them so far. The third one is 2 more fragrances from now, which is my favorite Lattafa fragrance. I would highly encourage checking this one out. Now look, if you have Khamrah, wildly redundant. It's Khamrah plus coffee, so you don't need it. Admittedly, the spice is heavier in this than Khamrah. That's much sweeter. Picking between the 2, clearly it's this one. Otherwise, I would have featured that. Khamrah is phenomenal if you like sweet. But if you want that added nuance, that depth, the darker tone, this is the one to check out. It's Lattafa Khamrah Qahwa. This one blew up as a perfume oil. They have now released it within the last year in an eau de parfum spray. It smells, and I'm serious when I say this, like Fruity Pebbles and Woods. A little bit of florals. It's actually not that feminine, I find. It's Hareem Al Sultan from Khadlaj. I haven't wore this one in a while myself, and when I was figuring out what we were going to gather for this video, and I pulled the cap and smelled it, I said, oh yeah, we need to talk about this one. It's been a little while since I've shined light on it. It's really good. It's not oud dominant like you would believe when you see the notes. Again, it smells like Fruity Pebbles and dry woods. It's really good. It's really good. I think it's perfectly unisex. Obviously, performance is really good on this one as well. It doesn't have the longevity of the pure oil, but it still has every bit of 8+ hours in longevity in my experience. And it's louder because it's an eau de parfum spray. It atomizes. It's not as high of a concentration because it's not a pure oil. I think this is the better route to go. It's a beautiful fragrance. Again, it's one I need to get back in my rotation myself because I haven't sprayed it in a while. And when I was, like I said, when I was gathering things for this topic, this became an obvious choice once I gave it a sniff. It's like, yeah, we need to discuss this. I need to rediscover this, and I need to tell you guys on why you need to discover it if you never tried it. Again, that's Khadlaj, Hareem al-Sultan. And my favorite Lattafa fragrance that I mentioned earlier. It's a hype beast. It's in the mid $20 range now. It's pretty cheap at this point. Do you like tropical fragrances? Do you like coconut? You'll probably like Asad Zanzibar. Great performer for me. Watery coconut, a slight creamy tone, but more of coconut water. You get a little bit of iris here that gives a slight floral powdery nuance. Roasted tonka bean smell from incense and vanilla. It's oceanic. It's saltwater marine. It's a little sunscreen tropical. It's sweet and smoky. It's got a lot of nuance here. And again, I get great performance out of it. They did so good. They did so good creating this. They're working with master perfumers now, creating originals. It's just, Lattafa's running the game. They're doing really good. If nothing else, you need to get to know Lattafa. And if you like coconut fragrances, I'm telling you, you need to get to know Asad Zanzibar. An unconventional summertime type of beachy fragrance. So it's more like walking through a garden across the street from the beach. Wildly potent, sweet floral, but still gives this breezy, by the ocean type of smell to it on a summer vacation. It is Rasasi Hawas Ice Pour Homme. You can get this one around $30-ish. Crazy, crazy, crazy strong fruits, rose, lang lang. It's almost like if Invictus Aqua was a flowery fragrance. Here you go. It doesn't smell exactly like Invictus Aqua, but you know, it's like being across the street from it in the garden. I know that sounds kind of weird, but that's how I've always related it. Not for everyone. It does have a bit of a feminine lean because it is juicy, thick floral dominant. But if you're a guy that likes florals or a lady that loves a good sweet floral with a little hint of a masculine feel to it, Rasasi's got you covered. Doesn't remind me of anything else either. That's the thing. It's quite unique. Like I said, the vibe of an Invictus Aqua, but it's a sweet floral instead of a breezy oceanic fragrance. And it could be my mind playing tricks on me with the color scheme to the bottle as well. But man, such an underrated fragrance. I actually did a full review on the channel about 2 years ago on this one. It's a lot for the summer. It is a heavier fragrance, believe it or not, but it totally works. You don't need a lot of sprays. This bottle will last and last and last. You need 2 or 3 spray this fragrance, and it is a nuclear performance. Again, that's Rasasi Hawas Ice Shaghaf Pour Homme. One of the best fragrances you can get for under $20, 15 to 20 bucks, will get you this beautiful pineapple, spicy saffron, woody fragrance with average performance, around 6 hours longevity. It is Lattafa's Qaed al Fursan. This is still a phenomenal pickup, especially for the money. Juicy pineapple. Some people will say a little bit of BR 540 mixed with a little bit of Aventus. I understand the saffron, the pineapple. I get it. But not exactly those. It's more its own thing. It has remnants of fragrances like that. It's very much its own thing. This isn't a dupe of anything. Like I said, at best, maybe a hybrid inspiration kind of thing. So like I said, I understand where people are coming from. I get about 6 hours of longevity. You can get this one for around $15, $16, $17. It's pretty hard to beat. It really is. This is a steal from them, especially if you like pineapple. If you like a great fruity fragrance, this is spice, fruits, and woods. It's that simple. So we'll keep it short and sweet. We'll keep it pushing. We're finishing the video off strong, in my opinion, with Lattafa's Qaed al Fursan. Well, that's the 10 that I wanted to cover with you guys today. And until next time, do me a real quick favor. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. Because I do appreciate all the feedback and I love hearing from you guys. Of these 10, what have you tried? What are you familiar with? What are you interested in getting your nose on? Again, I'll have links to everything down below if you want to check them out. And until next time, I will say, if you get your hands on any of these 10 that we cover in this video and you give them a spray now, you might end up thanking me later. Have a good one, guys.